Hello YouTube stackers, this is ST with Silver Stacking 101, where we always believe in staying stacked and packed. Stacked with silver, gold, food, ammo, and packed with the means necessary to defend our stack. I want to talk about a problem that we have with the news today, and that's a problem of relevancy. Let's look at the news today as compared to the news we received 40 years ago and how it was delivered 40 years ago versus today. 40 years ago, back in the Stone Ages when I was a small child, by the way, we walked to school 10 miles uphill and then we walked home 10 miles uphill. Both ways was uphill in 6-foot deep snow. It was rough back then. We received 30 minutes of national news every night, depending on which network one wanted to watch. NBC, CBS, ABC. 30-minute newscast. In order for an item to make the newscast, it had to be somewhat important and relevant to the viewers. However, as we progressed, and multiple 24-hour news channels came on the scene, they started starving for information. So they started reporting irrelevant information in irrelevant news to the majority of their consumers. Let me provide an example. At the end of May 2005, a horrible event happened. An American teenager went missing in Aruba, Natalie Holloway. I'm not making light of the event or its impact on her family and friends. It's horrible. However, it's really not an item that impacts society overall. Bad stuff like this happens all the time. The news seized that event. As each detail came to light, the news made sure to bombard us with those details and provide commentary on those details. Well, that's great on a slow news day for a 24-hour news channel. But I'm using a non-economic example to illustrate my point. At the end of August 2005, 3 months later, Hurricane Katrina struck. It brought enormous devastation and suffering. It had ramifications throughout the United States economy, particularly because of the port of New Orleans and the pipeline for fuel that came through there, which starved the East Coast of fuel. The last 15 minutes of Bill O'Reilly's show on Fox, the day after Katrina struck and the water was still rising inside New Orleans, was devoted to the Natalie Holloway story. That's a non-economic example. Why is this important for investors? Because, unfortunately, irrelevant stories get reported in a manner to make them appear relevant. This happens with economic news as well. Before, back in the Stone Ages, we had newspapers. Now we have websites that are in a race to provide real-time information, and often their information's not vetted. Before, when we had limited news, in order for an item to make the news, it had to be vetted and relevant. Unfortunately, that's not the case today. Add to this commentary. Commentary is an opinion. I do commentary on this channel. It's my opinions. The news now, due to the 24-hour news cycle, and they have to generate information, quite often provides commentary disguised as news articles. This is especially dangerous when they report economic news or provide economic commentary, which resembles more of a news story than somebody's opinion, and viewers start acting off that information to make investment decisions. Filter everything, regardless if it's mainstream news or commentary on a channel such as this, because us as individual investors have to live with the results of our decisions. Unfortunately, everybody's rushing to put out information, and in doing so, the information might not be right, or it might be somebody's opinion, or it might not be relevant. So it is important for us as investors to establish a filter internally when we view the news. It doesn't mean the news is intentionally trying to lead us astray, but it does mean we need to view everything with an eye of skepticism. Let me know what you think. Agree or disagree? Let me know what you think and why you think it. Please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Thank you for watching. God bless you. And remember, stay stacked and packed, because we're going to need it.